Journal Record editor Ted Streuli joins us to discuss other stories making news in business this week. Ted, State Treasurer Ken Miller is criticizing two pieces of legislation passed this week. What's his issue with the bills?
Well, yeah, and he criticized them very loudly. What these bills would do is allow insurance companies, when they have a payout to a beneficiary they can't find, to keep the money in their own coffers rather than paying it to the state, where it's kept essentially in trust for the beneficiaries there. Miller has even threatened to sue the state if this legislation ends up passing, and it took another step forward this week, so it's becoming more and more contentious.
State officials are investigating the Association of County Commissioners of Oklahoma. What are they looking for?
Well, there are some allegations about some misappropriated insurance money that has gone missing. There was a semi-anonymous tip that went to both OSBI and David Prater, the Oklahoma County District Attorney's Office. So they're taking that pretty seriously and taking a pretty close look. This is essentially a lobbying group that represents county governments statewide.
A MAPS project for a new convention center in Oklahoma City has hit a snag. What's the latest on that?
Well, as you know, a couple of weeks ago, the city gave up on negotiations on the land it originally intended to acquire to build a new convention center. They are now looking at other potential sites. One of those, logically enough, is where the existing convention center sits. That's prime real estate. But in taking a look at that, in tearing down the old building, they'd lose some 85% of their contracts while they were rebuilding a new one. Nobody's sure they can afford to give that up.
Renovations continue at Tulsa International Airport.
The airport trust awarded a $26 million contract to a Kansas-based company. They're going to add some more parking on the third level, the north half of the third level of the terminal parking garage.
And what are you working on for next week?
Well, you know, it's been a while now since we changed our workers' compensation system. We're going to take an in-depth look and update how that's been going in Monday's paper.
Ted Streuli, editor of the Journal Record. Thank you.
My pleasure.